And what is going on, everybody? Welcome back into another live stream. Let me get this adjusted right. This is just kind of adjust on the fly. What's going on, guys? Welcome back in. Jaguars schedule release happened today. I don't know how a lot of you guys feel, but I know for myself, I am not the biggest like schedule release guy. I guess it's cool. I know a lot of people do like it. I know all of us like different things. I don't know. The schedule release, it's cool, I guess. We kind of get to see who we're playing when, but we already kind of know who we're playing. So I think it's not really like your college team and you're actually getting your your out of conference opponents. But at the same time, it is cool to kind of sit here and dish it out. First of all, let's give some shout outs. Jags Visuals was the first one on here. What's up, man? We got Mindset in the building. What's up, man? Twan the Don in here. No, he's not. Sorry, I thought my dog was breathing at the door. Mindset in the building. What's going on, man? He says, let's go. I'm so hyped. What's up, man? We got Alejandro in the building. What's up, man? We got Quarters. What is going on, guys? It's Reese in a building. What's up, my man? Sea Breacher says 7 and 10. Philip Butcher in the building says, what up, UCF? What's up, man? It's good to be live again. What's up, Matt? What's going on, brother? Rico Sock, D Steiny. All right, guys. What is up? Thank you guys for coming in here. I know I haven't done a live stream in a little bit. Actually, it's only been 2 weeks. It's not like I haven't gone live in that long. It's been since the draft, but been kind of focusing on my videos. I know I'm a little bit wishy-washy when it comes to the kind of content that I like to do, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes I go away from from my live streams being like, okay, this wasn't the greatest live stream. I gotta start doing videos more. And because whenever I make a video, I always come away feeling pretty good. Not always with my live streams, but hey, if you guys enjoy it, that's all that really matters. Couple donations in here. Volkfang says Carson Wentz gets to lose to the Jags in back-to-back regular season games for two different teams. I know, man. He's coming back to the House of Horrors, and we're going to get into that in a minute, more about that game. But shout out to Volkfang and Carson Wentz for coming back. Actually, he's not coming into Jacksonville, but yeah, we're going to go there. We're going to visit him at his home. So that's going to be pretty cool. Steve Boston says 2-0 start. We are Wentz kryptonite, and Colts haven't won at Duval in 7 years. Isn't that crazy? It's been since 2014 that they won. That's wild. But yeah, we'll get into all that right here. Thank you guys for the donations. Really appreciate it. But without further ado, Dunn and Drew, shout out to them, man. They just got off of a really good live stream. Dunn, Drew, and me O'Brien all breaking it down. So shout out to all of them. Washington State Jags fan in the building. So yeah, a couple of things about this schedule this year that I get into before I go like game by game. Now, you play two divisions. We play the AFC West, which is a ridiculously hard division. But at the same time, we kind of offset it with the NFC East, which might not be the best conference. So yeah, we played probably the toughest conference in the AFC, which is bad. But hey, at least we got the NFC East, and it's kind of a Doug Peterson revenge tour in a sense, where he kind of gets to go back and play against the old teams that used to be in his division. And the Jaguars also play a last place schedule, which I used to be higher on this in the past, but I'm not really as much anymore. Mainly because, look, last year we got a last place schedule and we wound up playing the Bengals because of it. This year, our last place schedule with the added team in the NFC, because now you play an extra NFC team with the extra regular season game, which is pretty stupid. They should have kept it to 16 games, but whatever. So it's going to be the Lions, Ravens, and Jets, which, whatever. I think the thing about playing a last place schedule is like all these teams have room to go up. You'd almost rather play like a third place schedule where the teams might get worse. Maybe they're on a downward trend, but whatever. We do that. And the thing that sucks about this year with the additional game with the 17 games. Last year wasn't all that bad because basically you alternate home games now. So 1 year you have an extra home game and the other year you have an extra away game. Last year it was 8 games in Jacksonville, 8 games away from Jacksonville and 1 game in London. This year, we have 7 games in Jacksonville and 10 games not in Jacksonville. That is a staggering number. I'm going to get out my calculator to see the actual percentage of it. Let's see, 7 divided by 17. Dude, 41% of our games are in Jacksonville. That's not good. That means if you win all your games in Jacksonville, you're 7-10. That sucks. I mean, that sucks. And that's, the London stuff hasn't really, it hasn't bothered me much in the past, but years and even years, it's going to really screw us over. And also this year, we don't get the bye week after London. It's, we got a little mid-season gauntlet, but yeah, those are a couple things. So with all that said, and yeah, we're a couple people asked me about the preseason schedule. Yeah, we play the Raiders in the Hall of Fame game, and Steelers Falcons. I guess I'll take Reese's word for it. I know we have 4 preseason games, but I'll be honest, I don't really give a shit. If I'm being transparent, it's preseason. Like who do we play in preseason last year? I couldn't even tell you. Actually, I could because I'm a degenerate, but whatever. So yeah, let's get into it, man. Week 1, the Jaguars go to Washington to face the Washington Commanders. We are the first regular season game for the Commanders. And this one, it's probably good we get this out of the way early. Now, Washington has a terrible field. It's just home to so many injuries, which is always scary. But, we also play them before it gets too cold. I know we're a Florida team, and this is a Carson Wentz game. We didn't, it wasn't the Jaguars that, I think Carson Wentz was on his way out of Indianapolis before the Jaguars went over there and, basically made Carson Wentz look super bad and kind of ended his Colts career. But the Jaguars definitely didn't help his case. So he came in there, terrible game for Carson Wentz. They were basically a playoff lock. All they had to do was beat the worst team in the NFL, and they were going to be in the playoffs, and they couldn't even do that. So the Jaguars, the 2-14 Jaguars, beat down Carson Wentz, and that is his last game in a Colts uniform. Now they have Matt Ryan. So another NFC East one, and this is also not only Colts versus not only is it Jaguars versus Carson Wentz, it's also Doug Peterson versus Carson Wentz, which might be an even bigger story. Carson Wentz did not get along with Doug Peterson. Them two really didn't get along. And there was a report. I don't know how true it is because it's really unbelievable, but they didn't even speak during his final year as head coach. And Doug Peterson was the guy that benched Carson Wentz for Jalen Hurts. And he's also the guy that Carson Wentz didn't want to play for him anymore. So, this is double. This is a big game for Carson Wentz. We'll just leave it at that. So, but Carson Wentz, a lot of people say Carson Wentz is not good against the Jaguars. I mean, he's 2-1 against the Jaguars. Let's not act like, this is the Jets versus Tom Brady, where Tom Brady just owns them. It's a little bit different, but yeah, so that's that one. That's week 1. Start off with a very winnable game. I mean, Washington, I don't know what their over under is on, but it's better than us right now in Vegas, but it can't be by a lot. So Washington Commanders, we'll see what kind of team they have. Next game, and yeah, it's Reese says 117 watched, only 25 likes. Yeah, man, let's see if we can get this up to 100 likes. I would really appreciate it if you guys can get me there. Kev B says UCF needs a win when he attends this season. I know, man. I know. And I'm thinking about this might be, week 1, Washington. That might be a good game to go to. I always say if you guys are going to go to an away game, go in September, while the Jaguars are still relevant. It's dumb to plan out an away trip, when you're in December and the season, doesn't matter. But yeah. So next game is a home game against the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts, like Steve Boston said, they have not won a game in Jacksonville since 2014, since Chad Henne was a starting quarterback. They went through the whole entire Blake Bortles era without snagging a win in Jacksonville. It's crazy. So We'll see if they can snap it. I really hope not, because the Jaguars, they don't have a lot of good streaks going for them. I mean, they have a lot of terrible streaks going for them. Just, the way we really have to name it. But this is one good thing, and it's pretty unbelievable that Colts really can't beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville. But hey, we're gonna keep it rolling. Hopefully, we can win that one, and it's a early AFC matchup. And then the following week, the Jaguars fly out to Los Angeles to face the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert game. That's going to be a tough one. I mean, I can't project us to win any AFC West games. This is another West Coast game. Last year, the Jaguars got destroyed in Los Angeles. I know it was against the Rams, but they still got absolutely slaughtered. Away game, the Jaguars, 3 out of the first games are away games, but that's kind of a that's kind of a trend. Yeah, that's away games. So it's kind of a trend with the Jaguars schedule where they're going away a lot. I mean, the Jaguars, they don't have back-to-back home games at any point in the season. That's, so they're not sticking around home. I mean, they have New York Giants, Denver Broncos, and Raiders, 3 home games in a row, but right in the middle is the Broncos, so that doesn't really count. So Los Angeles Chargers, week 3. It's our only 4:00 game on the schedule. All the other ones are 1:00 besides our primetime one. Now the next game, we had the Philadelphia Eagles. Man, revenge game. 3 out of our first 4 games are revenge games. And we're actually going to Philadelphia this game. And Doug Peterson, the man who has a statue outside of the stadium, the Jaguars give all the guys with Eagle statues jobs. I mean, Nick Foles is a statue, Doug Peterson has a statue, but yeah, Doug Peterson going back to where he didn't really necessarily get fired. Yeah, and C Breacher, yeah, I got to update the stickers. I do, because I think I still have DJ Chark, but yeah, Matthew Wright's out of here, so I got to update it to the new kicker, because that's what we do during, when we're streaming games. We used to do the Lambo. I know it hasn't worked in the past, but hey, we're 3-14. When is it going to work? So, but yeah, the Eagles, Doug Peterson definitely lost a power struggle over there. He was on the outs between the GM and the owner, and instead of releasing the GM, they released Doug Peterson. So this is a big game for him, I can imagine. 3 out of our first 4 games are all away. A lot of flying, man. You go up to Washington, D.C., down to Jacksonville, then you go to Los Angeles, then Philadelphia. It's going to be tough, but it's early on in the year, so they should be all right. The next game is a home game against the Texans. Please, can we finally beat the freaking Texans, man? I mean, come on. The Jaguars haven't beat the Texans since 2017. 8 games in a row we've lost to the Texans. This isn't like we have the Tom Brady New England Patriots in our division. This is the freaking Texans. They're terrible. I mean, they've had a team maybe good since then, but they've just been awful. And it doesn't matter who's the quarterback. Deshaun Watson, who was it? Tyrod Taylor or Davis Mills. It doesn't matter who's quarterbacking. We're just going to lose. But at least Whitney Merciless retired, so he can't hurt us anymore. But Texans, please, come on. And if the Jaguars want to make any noise, they got to win in their division. So Texans, home game, 1:00. The following week, another AFC South team with the Colts. We go to Indianapolis this game, week 6, October 16, 1:00. And the Colts are done early, man. The Colts, we have 2 games against the Colts in the first 6 weeks. We don't necessarily play very good in Indianapolis. The last couple, we don't play very good here, but hopefully it's still a decent matchup. But now we're built to stop the run now. I mean, Jonathan Taylor used to kind of run all over us when we'd go there. Now it's a different game, man. We got the linebackers, we got the big guys in the middle. I think it's going to hopefully be a lot better when it comes to how we look against the AFC South. So yeah, with that said, 3 out of our first 6 games are in the division, and they're all pretty winnable games, I would say. I mean, really, any game in the NFL is winnable. I mean, you look at last year, the Jaguars had 3 wins, and all 3 of those wins were against actual good teams. I mean, the Bills, phenomenal team. The Colts, they were a game out of the playoffs, and even the Dolphins, I think they finished at 8-9. So is there really a non-winnable game? I don't think so, but at least, I mean, 5 out of 6, the Jaguars, outside of the Chargers, the Jaguars should remain tough with a lot of these teams. So upcoming the next week, the Jaguars go back home and they host the New York Giants, a 1:00 game. And the Giants, I mean, I don't really know what to think of the Giants. I mean, new GM, new coach with Brian Dable. I mean, last time Brian Dable came to Jacksonville, the OC for the Bills, not a very good offensive day for him, where Urban Meyer 69'd him. But they're a team with and that's the thing, they had a lot of talent. I mean, nobody says that who's the big wide receiver over there that was from Detroit. I'm completely blanking on his name, but someone help me in the chat. Kadarius Toney, they have Saquon Barkley. They have some solid offensive players. It's all about, okay, can these guys stay healthy? They added a lot to the line of scrimmage. Had a really good draft, getting Evan Neal, Kayvon Thibodeau in there. Andrew Thomas was from the draft last year. They're really solid on that front. It's just, can they put it together? Joe Judge was a mess. Yeah, Kenny Galladay. Thank you, Wolf Moon. Thank you, Mo Bud. Yeah, Kenny Galladay. I was like, I don't know why I'm blanking. Someone help me out. But yeah, I mean, well, we'll see. They have talent. So we'll see. We'll see. They've just been a pretty bad franchise since OBJ went on that boat. So yeah. And shout out to everybody in here, man. 176 viewers. Really do appreciate all you guys for being here. It warms my heart, man. And if you're new here, definitely hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. So the Giants, very winnable game. Very winnable game. The following week, the Jaguars get their 9:30 a.m. London game. And this year, this game is on ESPN Plus. What a bunch of cheap assholes, like for real. But whatever. ESPN Plus. Their streaming platform is terrible. I don't know. Hopefully I get this game locally. I know Orlando's a little bit different than Jacksonville, but I get all our away games, so hopefully I get this one. But ESPN Plus is this one, so be ready for a lot of technical difficulties. But the Broncos, really good team, even though Jared Jeudy got arrested today for something. So we'll see what happens there. But they have Russell Wilson. They have a team that's ready to win. Former Jaguar offense coordinator Nate Hackett over there. This one I can't chalk any win against the AFC West. But the good thing is we get the AFC West out of the way right in the middle of the schedule before the bye, because right after the Broncos, we play the Raiders at home. So and then right after the Raiders, we play the Chiefs in Kansas City. Man, I went to the Chiefs game in 2018 when the Jaguars went over there. Oh, my God. What a bloodbath. What a bloodbath. Judy stole something from the mother of his kid. Oh, man. That's tough. That's tough. But, yeah, this is definitely the toughest stretch on our schedule where we go Broncos, Raiders, Chiefs. But I do like the placement. Like, I don't want these teams to be right at the beginning of the season because I'd like the Jaguars to start off at least 2-2, right? Start the year at least 2-2 where we have something to fight for in October. Like I can't deal with this like 0-4 bullshit anymore, man, where we're going in October limping. We have to have some life, man. We have to Can we just start winning games for God's sake? Oh my God. Is that really a lot to ask for a fan base? Like my expectations are so damn low. Let me go 7-10, please. It'd be so much fun to go 7-10. That's all I ask. That's where our standards are right now. And it's not a good feeling. So yeah, the Broncos in London. Then we have the Raiders at home. Derek Carr. We don't play them very often, even though the last time. The one cool thing about the Jaguars is that the Jaguars the Raiders last game in Oakland, the Jaguars beat them. So shout out to that, man. Jaguars ended, and that was actually the last time. The last time we won an away game was in Oakland in Oakland. The Jaguars had no away game wins in 2020 and 2021. Oh man. Dude, like, can you imagine if we went back 2 years ago? It was February 2020, and I told you guys, yeah, the Jaguars will not have an away game win until 2022. Oh my god. That'd be that'd be nuts. Or even go back 10 years talking about what the Jaguars would do in the next decade. But yeah, whatever. We'll move on. Raiders at home, then Kansas City Chiefs in KC. We'll see what the Chiefs look like, man. And especially Tyreek Hill, man, because I really feel like, the Chiefs need Tyreek Hill and Tyreek Hill needs the Chiefs. Because you all saw that video, the Dolphins account was trying to hype up the fans by throwing a video of Tyreek Hill or of a Tua throwing to Tyreek Hill. It was like massively underthrown. It was pretty funny. So yeah. And then the bye week. Got a late bye week. This bye week is weird because it doesn't come right after London. The Jaguars have to go to work right after London. So, I don't know. They're young guys. I don't know how much this is going to affect them, but still, usually and I heard they tried to do their London game in September. So I think that was when our London game was last year or a couple years ago. I can't remember, but this isn't the only time the Jaguars did not have a bye week after London. They didn't do it in what the year I was thinking about was 2017, the Ravens game. It was a September game, I believe, and the Jaguars did not have a bye week after that. And it worked well for us in 2017, so we'll just have to see. Now, after the bye week, we have the Ravens at home. This is gonna be a tough team. Calais Campbell comes home. This is always cool. And yeah, I mean they should be back and ready to compete. That's for sure. They did some good things in the draft. And Ravens are always, Ravens might have a down year and they're right back into it. They're just like one of those teams. Ravens at home. And then after this, we have a couple of away games. We go to Detroit for one of our last place matchups. And also, I did want to say the Ravens, we're the only team in the AFC South that plays the Ravens due to, just they finished fourth place in their division last year. So will be the first team that plays, only team in the AFC South that plays them. And the following week, we're also the only team in the AFC South that plays the Detroit Lions. We are going to Detroit for that one, another 1:00 game. So we'll see who, at this point, we'll know a lot about who's better between Aiden Hutchinson and Travon Walker, from the production. But Todd Wash is coaching over there. Mark Brunell is coaching over there. Jared Goff versus Trevor Lawrence. A lot of similarities, but, we'll see with this one. And the following week, one team we haven't mentioned is the Tennessee Titans. Jaguars don't play the Titans until December, which, hey, I'm all for it. I would rather, if we're going to lose to the Titans, I'd rather do it at the end of the year when I'm numb to it, as opposed to having a brutal game in Jacksonville like week 3 where Derrick Henry just runs all over us. Those are like the toughest games. But yeah, this one's in Tennessee. It's hell playing in Tennessee, but hopefully. Oh God, I just want to beat them. Even though our losing streak isn't that long to the Titans, I think it's a 5-game losing streak when you compare it. Even though that is a big amount, but when you compare that to the Texans, it's an 8-game losing streak. So yikes. Next week we have the Dallas Cowboys at home. This is the first time the Cowboys have played in Jacksonville in 16 years. 16 years, and I used to always be upset when whenever we used to send NFC teams to London, because it's like we don't ever see NFC teams. And maybe it was a good thing that the Jaguars sent the 49ers out to London 8 years ago, because they took over our home stadium. I was shocked by how many San Francisco fans there were in Florida, but they took over. It was embarrassing. It was a 49ers home game, and they wrecked us. They wrecked us. It wasn't even close. So they had a lot to cheer about. Good for them being able to come to Jacksonville for a much needed vacation. Shout out to Steve Boston. Jets versus Jags. T-Law versus Wilson. Prime time. Yes. Which we'll get into that. So the Cowboys at home haven't played in Jacksonville in 16 years. That would mean that they haven't played in Jacksonville since 2006. It's been too long. Welcome back. So, yeah. But thank you, Steve Bosch, for a $2 donation, because he says T-Law versus Wilson primetime. The only primetime game the Jaguars get, Thursday Night Football. Jets, Jaguars. I'm really surprised this one is Thursday night this late in the year. Usually they put the crappy teams like in the first quarter of the season, and then like they start rolling out the good Thursday night games. But maybe it's because of a Christmas thing. And the thing that sucks about this is it's the night before my wedding, which I don't know. I don't really know what you do the day before a wedding, but I'm gonna probably be a degenerate and sit here and watch the freaking Jaguars and Jets, the slop bowl. Maybe I'll just have all my friends and we'll be in a room. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So yeah, Jaguars, Jets, Thursday Night Football. This one will be fun. I hope. See, I was really excited for the Jaguars Jets last year, and because obviously we built like a it was a kind of an embarrassing rivalry, but it was like a tanking rivalry with the Jets, last offseason and, during the 2020 season. And the Jaguars. And by the time the game came, both teams sucked. And I wanted to lose the game because, I want to get the better draft pick. Winning that game would not have meant shit because they had like their whole entire offensive line out with COVID, a bunch of defensive players. They had Robert Saleh, their head coach, out with COVID. And the Jaguars, like they had Ron Middleton coaching, and I was like, what would this win mean? Look, we're in scoring position. We were that close to winning. We didn't. And all you're doing is giving a better team, a better, like another bad team, an even better draft spot. So yeah, Steve Boston with another $2 donation. Kiss freedom goodbye. That's what you do. Oh my gosh. I know I won't be streaming that one, but I'll try to do some you guys know I'll keep coming out with content, that's for sure. But shout out to everybody in here. 218 people. Everybody is hyped about this schedule release, and I like it. So, next up, the Texans in Houston. I actually went to both of the Texans games last year, home and away. Like I said earlier, man, got to find a way to beat the Texans for God's sake, man. 8 losses in a row to the Texans. Had to snap it. Had to start taking care of teams within your own division. That's for sure. And then finally, to wrap it up, the Jaguars have a home game against the Tennessee Titans. This one is to be determined the day. It says January 7th or 8th, which is interesting. I've never seen that before. But, at that point, they're going to flex. They're going to flex games around. They're going to put the important games later. You guys know how it's done. So, yeah, that's the schedule. I guess what I'll have you guys do, man, drop your record predictions for the Jaguars. Right now, Vegas has it as 6.5. I'm going to say 7-10 is what I'm going to say. I don't think that's asking a lot. I really don't. People are going to be like, "You're out of your mind for wanting that." When you look, it's not asking a lot. Come on, go do some stuff. So C Breachers with me, 7-10, 6-11, 8-9. 8 wins for It's Reese. Gary Lawrence feeling good, 11-6. Man, I would kill for 11-6, man. That would be so much fun. I mean, we went 10-6 in 2017, and it was like the greatest thing ever. John L says 7-10. John says less than 7 wins. Moon Illusions 9-8. King David 9-7. John Day 10-7. Says 8-9. Volk Fang 17-0. Don't ask questions. Hey, I'm not gonna ask questions. We'll go with that one. First team to get to 17-0. I like it. Alex says just not the first pick again. Yeah, exactly. Richmond Gravy Bear says 9-8. Kyle says 13-3 first round bye. Legendarily says 5-12. Jag Gator says 17-0. Ronald Mag 8-9. We're feeling good. Dare says 19-1. Okay. Who's the one loss to? Who you're gonna give that loss to? If I'm gonna pick one team to give to that I'm allowed to lose to, let's see. We can just lose to the Chargers. I don't mind the Chargers. Dakota Weaver 9-7, 6 wins. The struggle is real. All right, so we're all over the place. We're all over the place. That's for sure. But I think really what. Yeah, and I agree. The Vegas line is pretty good. So I really think all I want is like when. So the Jaguars play the Lions on December 4th. On December 4th, be in the playoff hunt. At least be on the graphic. Don't be like terribly mathematically eliminated. I mean, nowadays in the AFC, like literally now, like what is it? 9? No, how many teams? So 6. So now 7 out of the 16. No, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, that's right. So 7 out of the 16 teams will make the playoffs. So it's not that hard to be in the hunt. I mean, last year you had the Eagles and the Steelers in the playoffs. Both of them were terrible. So I don't know. If Ben Roethlisberger can lead that team to the Super Bowl, and that's the thing. Like Trevor Lawrence, like that's the big thing. If Trevor Lawrence really takes the next step and he's really a good player, man, sky could be the limit for us. I mean, hell, we could even be like what the Chargers were last year. I mean, the Chargers, they didn't make the playoffs and they were like a game out of it, but Justin Herbert was a really good quarterback and yeah, and like Chad says, all I want my QB to have a great year. I know, man. That's That's the thing, man. Like Trevor Lawrence can be great. He'll be able to elevate the players around him. We know that we don't have the distraction in the building with Urban Meyer, who, just what a terrible ordeal that was. And it's so glad that he's out of the building. Then we should be a lot better. The defense, there's no debate the defense is going to be better because we had like one subtraction and like 10 additions. Let's see if we can hopefully get some pressure on a quarterback, get the team off the field on third down. Yeah, and I agree. Devin Lloyd is going to be really good. So, and now let me know what your guys is what game you're most excited for. Now that we have the record predictions down here, I want to know which game you guys look forward to the most. And let me I'm gonna post up a poll real quick. So while you guys type that, I'm gonna type in a poll. What is? Let's see. 9. 9. All right, so I went ahead and posted a poll. Definitely partake in that poll if you guys can. So let's see some of the answers. We have we got a lot of comments. Ravens versus Jags. Brett James says at Philly. At the Chargers. Let's go Heat. Ravens, Jags. Jags versus Chiefs. What do you think of the Trey Smith signing? We'll see. I mean, I don't know if he's going to make the team, if I'm being honest, but, love Jimmy Smith as long as he's happy. It's cool. The Jets in prime time. That'll be fun. Hopefully both teams are good then. It stinks. I would like it so much more if it was a week 3 prime time, but hey, whatever. And one thing, it's Reese. You got to get your revenge on the Cowboys, man. You went out and got embarrassed as a Jaguars fan, but hey, I know the feeling. I've been embarrassed at many, many places. Smith is a 7th-year senior. Yeah, he's like 25 or 26 years old. It's something crazy. It almost feels like to me, if I'm being honest, it was like okay, you're Jimmy Smith's son. We'll throw you a bone. We'll give you a shot. Kind of like how, they threw Tim T, but hey, you're Urban Meyer's son. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give you a shot. 10 minutes ago, got home from football practice. All right. Shout out to you, man. Just in time for the live stream. Folk Fang, Jets game only because I might be able to go because I'm from Pennsylvania. Oh, you can go to the Eagles game too. I hope you get to go to that one. I don't think many people realize how much better this team will be just based on having Doug Peterson. And oh yeah. I mean, the coaching is going to be a lot better. So yeah. Said that he is a running back and that room is stacked on paper. Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't see him making the team. I don't see him making the team. I don't know a lot about him, but yeah. Moon Illusion says, "Yep." So yeah, so a couple of bits of NFL news for you guys. We did have some kicking news in all different areas. On Tuesday, Josh Lambo decided he was going to sue the Jaguars for like basically the amount of his salary in 2022 or 2021, which was like 3.5 million, and also for emotional distress. But we have 204 people in here. I think we're all entitled to some kind of compensation for the emotional distress the Jaguars have given us. I mean, my God, this team has stressed us out way too much, and they made us a laughing stock amongst our friends. Oh, you're a Jags fan, especially you us out of market Jags fans out of Jacksonville. Shout out to all you guys, man. We know the pain of wearing Jaguars gear outside of Jacksonville and just having people judge us hard. So yeah, 3.5 million for emotional distress. I think we are entitled to a class action lawsuit if you guys want to go down with it. So then, ironically enough, the day after this went down, Matthew Wright was released out of the blue. I don't know how many kickers were released on May 11th, but Matthew Wright, he did pretty good on kicks. Obviously, he helped win us the London game last year. However, Gary Lawrence says, I should get credit for every good player we cut that I paid over $100 on a jersey for. Yeah. I've only spent money on 2 new era Jags jerseys. That was Trevor Lawrence and Josh Allen. They're doing pretty good for me so far, so we'll see. Josh Allen hasn't got a second contract yet, so still holding out. But yeah, Matthew Wright, he was doing pretty good on kicks. He made a bunch of kicks at the end of the season, but his problem was he just couldn't get the ball in the back of the end zone, man. And we had way too many touchbacks, way too many kickoffs get returned. And, it's unnecessary kickoffs to have, because a lot of times they're returning it past the 25, and kickoffs, it's just unnecessary contact. You're running full speed at people. It's contact that you don't really need. So, yeah, they're getting rid of that. They got rid of Matthew Wright. So that just, let me see, because we signed the dude last year. Let me see. I don't know if Josh Lambo is trying to make a comeback. Let's see. Let me see who's on the roster right now. Let's see. Need my glasses. It doesn't even show we have a... Okay, so we just have Ryan Santoso, number 19, 1 year of experience out of University of Minnesota. Hey, I was there a couple weeks ago. Drove right by there. So yeah, we'll see what that means. I'm sure they're gonna bring in another leg if they haven't already. So yeah. Dad says, I got judged in Jacksonville for wearing Jags gear to the Joe Rogan show. That's sad. You should never. It's annoying when people from Jacksonville are just like, oh, the Jags suck. Oh, it's like, shut the hell up. You're from Jacksonville. You don't need that. That's that 6'6" kicker. Is that him? Yeah, I saw some video of some guy today. Okay. They signed an undrafted free agent kicker. Yeah, they signed a big dude today. A guy that I don't know if he's accurate, but I'm sure he can kick the ball in the back of the damn end zone. Because Matthew Wright, he's a small dude, man. He looks like you and I. Just a little skinny dude. I bought a Ramsey jersey like a month before we traded him. Also got a Calais jersey. Yeah, luckily I never invested in a Ramsey jersey. So, yeah, that's a little bit of kicking news. Also, guys, tomorrow Jaguars rookie minicamp starts, which, I mean, not a lot goes on. The Jaguars do some like non-contact stuff in the stadium or at the practice fields. But the cool thing is you get to see our rookies in uniforms for the first time. You get to see them in a Jags helmet. the Jags practice gear. It's definitely a cool thing to see. And yeah, so we'll see I don't know what kind of content we're going to get from it. I'm sure we'll get some press conferences. And that's the whole thing, like OTAs, they begin May 23rd, I think. And the cool thing about OTAs is you usually get like a couple players a day. Like the first day, we'll get to hear from Trevor Lawrence for the first time in a while. We'll get to hear from, I don't know who's going to talk, like Evan Ingram, maybe. Then you go on and let's talk to Tyson Campbell. Let's talk to Andre Cisco. You get to hear from some of these guys, usually 2 guys per day. And I'm not big on like really media availability during the season just because we get so much content. And honestly, the play on the field on Sunday speak for itself. But, it's kind of cool to hear, this time around. We get to hear Trevon Walker, Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd is better. I've been a Jags fan my whole life. I will never be as good at saying Duval as Devin Lloyd is, and it's unfortunate. And Devin Lloyd is probably better than all you guys too. So yeah. Rookie minicamp starts tomorrow. It'll be Friday through Sunday. Also, like 4 out of our 6 rookies already signed their deals. Trevon Walker signed his. I think everybody except for Luke Fortner and Chad Muma basically signed their deals. So that's it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So Gary Lawrence says, I had 4 Ramsey jerseys, all 3 color and the old color rush. Oh man, you were heavily invested, bro. The Jags owe you over $400 for that. Yeah, I mean, you ain't safe with anybody. I'd like to say, look, if we're not safe with a Trevor Lawrence jersey, then we're screwed, man. Because like Trevor Lawrence is the reason for optimism for me. He was the reason I had any optimism this offseason. You know what I mean? Because like with all the stuff going on with like Trent Baalke and all the terrible reports coming out about through the offseason stuff, I was like, man, if we didn't have Trevor Lawrence, I don't know how I would stay positive. But then we lucked into Doug Peterson. The Jaguars didn't have to think too hard about that one, thank God. So I feel good with Doug Peterson, feel good with Trevor Lawrence, and let's just hope they shine. And it sucks because I don't know if you guys heard Doug Peterson on the Rich Eisen show, but he's like, yeah, we're basically treating it like Trevor Lawrence's rookie year, which sucks because he regressed last year, and he's a guy that he's a sponge. He wants to be coached, but the Jaguars didn't give him the right coaching, man. It's sad. It was really sad, but hey, what can you do, man? What can you do? So we're gonna move on. I mean, I will say it's gonna be his second year. I mean, he has 17 games of NFL experience under his belt. You learn a lot from that, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I don't feel like he's shell shocked from 2021. You don't get the same vibes that like a Blaine Gabbert got, or even like a Sam Darnold, where they're just lost and confused. He never looked like that. He had a good grasp of the offense. He was a good leader. It's just, he wasn't, there were no adults in the room, man. He was as a 21-year-old guy, he was the most mature guy around there, which was, pretty terrible. Kevin Austin. I'm gonna make a video about Kevin Austin. I don't know too much about him. This weekend I'll look into some tape of him and then come out with a real video, and we'll kind of discuss more on him. But he seems like the big wide receiver we're gonna get. Jags punt/kicker Rashad Perry from the Lions and assumed his $895,000 salary. Does he make the team? Oh, you mean the Perry guy, the quarterback, right? Because they gave a quarterback a lot of money, but I think it's just I don't know. I mean, they're just throwing around money just so they can get these, convince these undrafted free agents to come over here. Look at the other wide receiver they got. Yeah, I'll be taking a look at them. Urban probably just curb stomped Trevor during pregame and halftime. I think the only guy Urban Meyer treated right and good was Trevor Lawrence. I think everybody else he treated like dog water. You know what I mean? It was like just a terrible situation last year, and it was embarrassing that happened. And I was super hyped for the season, but You know, the Jaguars did not give me any of it. Oh yeah, let's check in with the poll, see where you guys are at on the poll. So so the overwhelming amount is that 36% of you guys say 7 and 10 on the poll we have up in here. So, yeah, that's about where I'm at, and that's a good number to say. 25% say 6 or less wins. 17% say 8 and 9, and 22% of y'all say 9 plus wins. So I like it, man. I like it. One thing I know, it's funny from 2021. I was like, look, it can't get worse than last year. It can't get worse than last year. I was like, we're gonna get better, but I was like, you know what? It might not get worse, but you can stay the same. The Jaguars did that. Number one picks back to back years. But yeah. All right, Gary. Really appreciate you coming in here, man. Have a good night. And he says, don't forget to hit that like button. Hell yeah. Let's see what the like. I don't usually like whore out for likes, but it helps out the channel grow. It really actually really does help out the channel because I noticed that the videos they get more likes, more you know people or YouTube recommends it to more people, which is you know it's nice. It's nice. It got worse. Don't kid. That's true. It's funny as we go from 1 and 15 to 3 and 14, and it feels like we got worse, even though we had Trevor Lawrence. It was just hey, at least with Urban Meyer, because you rather want a really really good coach or a really really bad coach, because Urban Meyer was so bad we can move on from him really quickly. If they were like kind of in the middle, like where you are with like Matt Rule or even like a Matt Nagy, or like Matt Nagy makes the playoffs his first year, then like doesn't come close to it any year. They kept him around for so long. You can even say that about like Gus Bradley. Like Gus Bradley, like turned out to be a terrible coach, but he wasn't like bottom tier. It was like he was good enough to hang around where he was a good enough guy. But yeah, that just didn't work out. But maybe Gus Bradley was given a raw deal because he came into a really, really bad team, and that team just needed a shake up, and that's exactly what happened. It's Reese says, I want and demand playoffs this year. Gosh, please. That would be so much fun, man. That would be so much fun. So much fun. Just imagine that, guys. I mean, we had in 2017. It was so short lived. I mean, even like being like the Ravens, for example. Like Ravens, they haven't won a Super Bowl in a while, and they haven't even made that much noise in the playoffs in a while. But they're right around it. They're in the hunt deep in December. I mean, they finished fourth place in the AFC North, and it feels like they had a fun year. But us, we're just like we're everybody is, oh, we play the Jaguars this week. Oh, that'll be easy. We'll take care of them, man. That's what they do. I remember when the Lions were like, 0 and 10 and the Jaguars. Oh, this is an easy win. And David Garrard goes in there and we win. Even the Browns in 2017. Oh, easy game. We had the Browns and we beat them. I'm tired of being that team. I will say the only fun thing about like being a terrible team is like whenever the Jaguars do get a win, the other fan base just melts down. Like they like I remember when we beat the Dolphins, there was like the whole entire Dolphins fan base was melting down. When you beat the Bills fans are just like, what the hell was that? We lost to the Jaguars. And then of course, do we even have to talk about beating the Colts the final week of the season? I mean, that was hilarious. And man, just the Colts fan. I mean, we directly blocked them from the playoffs. Didn't need any help. We just, do it directly. Colts fans start turning on Carson Wentz. Jim Irsay probably went on a 7-day drinking bender. It was man, the Colts was amazing. And then I don't know how many of you guys watched it, but the Hard Knocks was awesome. The Hard Knocks was so satisfying because it was like all right, guys, we could lose to Jacksonville. Jacksonville's a good team. Things that the coaches say, but really in the back of their mind, they're like, yeah, we're gonna win. And then I remember like DeForest Buckner or one of the coaches, I forget who it was, but he's like talking to the coach in the office after. He's like, it's like, yeah, man, like I thought the game would be like that, but on the other way. Like he thought the Colts would be the team that's slacking the Jaguars, but it happened the other way around. I mean, they got beat in Jacksonville by a stadium full of clowns. It was, it was pretty hilarious. And I'll never forget about it. I think I watched the highlights of that game just like this week. It's just what a great game. And I just hope for more of that, man. Like I really like 4 wins in the last 2 years. I mean, uh we want more. We'll just say that. We want more greatness. Um Ronald says, and really, who do you think we have a chance of beating out of the NFC East? You really think we can beat the Cowboys and Philly? I give us a chance against the Giants. Well, obviously, we have great chance against the Giants and Redskins. You know, Philly and Cowboys, they're tough, but I mean, last year the Jaguars beat the Bills and they beat the Dolphins and the Colts, all good teams. I mean, any team can win any game, and we really don't know what this team looks like yet. So I'm not gonna sit here and like count us out of any game just yet. I'll just say that. CC boy, I forgot that was the actual clowns in that stadium, not real fans. Uh, I think Carson Wentz was the biggest clown, but Carson Wentz gets a quick chance for revenge, and even guys like Darius Leonard, like the NFL asked, which matchup are you most excited for? And Darius Leonard's like Jacksonville, but it's gonna be hard for them. They have to come to Jacksonville in this heat, and it's a whole different type of heat, man. They're a dome team, so it's hard over here, man. Jersey Jaguar, what's up, man? I'll be at the Philly game. I want that W so bad. I'll be honest. I'm like kind of afraid to go to an Eagles game, and like because I just hear the fans are so bad, and man, like I like to, I like to talk shit and stuff, and I just don't want to say the wrong thing to the wrong person, and get knocked out. It's a great fear, so I don't want that to happen to me. But yeah, I want that win too. He will kick you next. I don't know what that means. Eagles fans are brutal. Yeah, that's what I hear, man. And Philly fans are actually so bad. And that's someone from Penn State family. Yeah, you might get murdered. Like I might actually just show up to a game like that, just wearing like all black or something. Just not even go wearing Jaguars gear. Just yeah, I just hear they're brutal. And I don't want that, man. Nasir says, I'm up in the DMV, so I'm there week 1 for sure. Might go to the Phillies game too. Yeah, that might be a good game. Might be a good away game for me to go to, that Washington game. I've been to Washington D.C. once. I didn't go around the stadiums. We just, I went there right after I graduated college. I just did a bunch of drinking. I really barely remember what it was like, but I'm sure there was a lot of like, cool stuff in like the Smithsonian or something there. I don't know. Hey, Jersey, run on the field naked at the Philly game. Help your channel. No, you need to do bodysuit man, like Charlie from Always Sunny. Go on there with a neon green bodysuit. And I actually watched the bodysuit man episode of Seinfeld last night. That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. Urban will kick you if you don't subscribe. That's true, man. That's true. Ronnie Green says we're going to beat the Giants, Redskins, and Phillies. Hurts isn't the answer for the Eagles. I expect our defense to have a lot of teams' offensive shook. Yeah, I'm really excited about the defense, man. I want to see us start dominating. I'm excited for the offense too. I'm really excited, but I'm excited like every year. So I don't know. Okay, it's called the Green Man Dude, says James Davis. Okay. John Day says, how do I donate? I never asked for donations, but if you do want to donate, I think the option is down there in the comment section. You know, everything helps, I appreciate all donations. And I appreciate all the memberships too. Shout out to C Breacher. Yeah, I really wish my StreamYard would show the emojis, because that'd be really cool. Says less than 10 years ago, Vikings played the Eagles in Philly, and I remember seeing a video of a Vikings dad walking his 3-year-old getting cursed at. Pretty awful fans. Yeah, that's like honestly, that'd probably be the one thing I would go to, just wearing like all black or something, just going like looking like Joe Average, because I really don't want to deal with that. Larry says, I'll be at the Commanders game for sure talking shit. I'm tired of these people talking shit up here about my Jags. Dude, honestly, like the worst thing ever is going to a stadium an away stadium and an away game in Jags gear and losing. But the best thing is being there for a win because you are like on top of the world. You're like, fuck you. Like, we killed you, man. And it's just like, it's such an elating feeling that you went into this stadium and beat this team. Like, I've experienced that in Denver. I've experienced that in New York in like MetLife Stadium. And that's about it. I mean, Jaguars haven't won an away game since 2019. So that was literally the year I went to the Broncos game. It's just, whatever, man. Whatever. It's fine. But yeah, have fun, man. Maybe I'm thinking about going to that game. We'll see. Gotta save up for a wedding, F. Will says, or what about when we drafted Brian Angle over Russell Wilson? Yeah, that was a tough moment. Black is a neutral color for an Eagles Jag. I know it's true. Both teams have, black uniforms as like their alternates. It's a pretty I'll just wear actually no, this Jaguar, it's not a Jags hat, but drunk Philadelphia Eagles fans would see this as a Jaguar for sure. So I can't wear that. Maybe if I go backwards. Yeah, this is what I'll do. Go this in all black. I think I've figured it out, guys. But all right, guys, I'll be live for 5 more minutes. Get my hour session in here. I don't know how people do, like, some people will just sit around for like 3 or 4 hours and do a stream. Man, I don't know how people do that. I wish I had that energy. Just wear a black Minshew jersey. No one will know. That's true. Although I will not wear an Eagles jersey. Shout out to Michael Price for becoming a member of the YouTube channel. Thank you so much, man. You have unlocked your Duval emojis. Let's see them down below. Other members, drop them down here. I'm actually planning on coming out with a member-only video on Saturday. It's going to be something that I've never done before, but I'm actually really excited for it. So definitely look out for it. It's not going to be football related. It's going to be pretty funny though. And I think you guys will enjoy it along with me. So if you're a member of the channel, definitely look out for that on Saturday. Shout out to It's Reese for being a member, Volk Fang, Richmond Gravy Bear, my guy appreciate you guys. UCF, if you go to the Eagles game, you got to do like a meetup somewhere with Jags fans. It's risky as hell, but must be done. I've met up with I've never done an official meetup because like I'm just terrible at planning stuff. I'm not a big like event guy. But, I've had things in the past. People say, hey, meet up with me. We're over here. And I'll come over there and meet them, or I'll say where I am. I've done that, did that with some people in Seattle. Did that with, I don't know if I did that in Houston or not. But shout out to Debo for becoming a member of the channel. You have unlocked your Duval emojis. There you go, my guy Debo. Thank you so much for joining, man. And watch out for that video on Saturday. Jason said, what's your favorite non-Jags matchup? I haven't looked into it that deeply. I think maybe Colts Commanders might be good. I don't know. I'm a Jags purist, man. This isn't an NFL channel. This is a Jaguars channel. I look forward to the Jaguars games. I wonder if Stafford and the Rams play the Lions. That might be a cool one. Chiefs Bills, yeah, that's a good game. Jersey Jaguar says UCF and Jersey Jaguar collaboration at the Eagles game. Yeah, that'd be fun. It's right in the good time of the season, the first quarter of the season where the Jaguars are still relevant. So that's the prime time to go to a Jags game because don't plan any December games unless you just want to go and relax. Like I remember going to a Jags Texans game in 2020 when the Jaguars were like tanking and I wanted us to lose every game. I'm just sitting there like, it's just so boring, man. Jags game, it should be like an out of body experience. It should be like, all right, the Jaguars are on the next 3 hours. I'm just high blood pressure. I am going crazy, but that hasn't been in the past. And I know I sit here and I just vent to you guys all the time, but you guys are all I have to vent to. I'm in Orlando. I don't talk to many Jags fans. So this is my channel. If I want to vent, I'm going to vent right here, damn it. Okay? If you don't like it, get the fuck. No, I'm joking. Cameron comes in here right when we're about to end it. Cameron, you're a little bit late, but it's all good. I still love you, man. He says, damn, just made it in. I'll 100% be at the Philly game. Damn, now I got to go to the Philly game. Everyone's going to be there. Shit, man. Is there fun stuff to do in Philly? Dude, I went to Minneapolis a couple weeks ago. Oh my God, that was such a boring city, man. I feel like I was staying in downtown Jacksonville. Like I'd ask people, "Hey, is there like anything to do around here?" And people were just like, no, not really. And I'm just like, okay. And like I felt, there's just a lot of like crime over there lately. And I just like a lot of homeless people out there. Just never really felt safe. But it was cool because I stayed right next to the Viking Stadium. Got some cool pics on the, you know, on the Viking ship or whatever. But yeah, nothing in Philly but traffic and STDs. Well, I won't be catching the second one there. Yeah, okay. Larry says DC way better, bro. Yeah, maybe I'll do DC. I don't know. I wish I could do them all, man. I need to up my annual income so I can do all this. So downtown Jacksonville. Yeah, I won't talk about downtown Jacksonville. Are there even like hotels in downtown Jacksonville? I mean, my God. Man, I really hope they turn that around because like Tampa's turned into a really cool place back when their downtown was like dead. Man, in downtown Jacksonville, man, they have like such awesome real estate there, like right on the water. I mean, I'm not an environmentalist, so I don't know why you can't build on there, but man, what a beautiful area that is. That's just empty. I mean, it's just so much potential, man. And I'd love to, be able to go out at their Jags game, walk over to the bars and maybe that's the reason why the Jags don't win. They don't win because there's no bar to celebrate after wins. So I don't know. Maybe that's it. Houston has shit to do. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't experience enough of Houston. We just were in the best like spot around Houston, and we weren't there for too long. Says the Hyatt Regency in the Omni. Yeah, I don't know. You know not about it than me. I've never been a Duval resident. I was a Clay County resident, and I've been in. This summer, holy crap! In June, no, is it June? Yeah, this June will officially mark 10 years that I've lived in Orlando. That's wild, man. My 10-year high school graduation is coming up, which is crazy. It's grown, but at a snail's pace. First Baptist Church finally selling their land. All right. Well, you're going to keep us updated, okay? You're going to keep us updated. John says Jags are adding a nightlife scene with hotel bars and a lot of other things to do. I like that, man. That'd be fun because I would love to. I don't know. I'd love to just go over there and enjoy downtown Jacksonville. That's what I am. Diva says, why are you still in Orlando? It's because they haven't built up downtown Jacksonville. That's why. I can do stuff in downtown Orlando. I can't do stuff in downtown Jacks. But in all seriousness, I am in Orlando because I went to UCF here, graduated, found a really good job immediately, and I just stayed in the area. I just stayed here. I bought a house here. I do really like Orlando, and there's not a huge difference between Orlando and Jacksonville. I mean, flights are cheap as hell out of here. A lot of people are like, "Oh my God, dude, you must be rich. You're always traveling." Well, like literally, I bought a flight to Minneapolis for $150. My flight when I went to like Spain a couple months ago, our flights were $240 each. Like flights are dirt cheap out of Orlando, and you just find like cheap Airbnbs. That's one thing that's cool about Orlando is just if you like to travel, it's cool. Theme parks are cool. Probably gonna go to Universal this weekend. There's a lot of I do like Orlando, and I know there's like this weird Orlando Jacksonville rivalry, but whatever. But all right, guys, I'm gonna end it here. Yeah, see, I tried to Orlando from Jacks to Fly. Yeah, that's what a lot of people do. So yeah, Jack Gator says he's def rolling the money. Yeah, man, I'm stacking up my $1 bills, man. That's what I'm doing. But all right, guys, thank you so much for coming in here. If you guys enjoyed the stream, definitely drop a like for me on your way out. It'd be awesome. And you guys already know I'm gonna keep coming at you guys with awesome Jaguars content. So with all that said, if you guys haven't already, man, go join the Relevant app. I do shows with Tom McManus every week on the Jaguars Fanatics vibe. So download Relevant, join Jaguars Fanatics, and we have an active group chat over there. And they're about to add a lot of exclusive like relevant Jaguars podcasts. Like we have myself and Tom McManus. We're also adding like Jordan DeLuga from Generation Jaguar. And I'm gonna pair up pretty soon Mindset with Jag Gator to do a podcast over there. I just got to get that rolling. So it's gonna be a lot of exciting stuff. So, if you're interested in starting your own podcast, we'll definitely take you and, all that stuff. It'll be fun. So thank you guys so much. Go Jaguars. I'm out.